Hello, welcome to that's one of the games of week 3. I missed quite a few because I wasn't available on Wednesday, so I think we got Moltres of the Minnesota Mamoswine that are going to be commentating those ones. But for this one, yeah, you get me again. So yeah, we'll see here. First off, we got I think that's quite a few. Actually, it's kind of the same for a lot of teams here. Got the same, that Sand team with the Intimidate support. Got Klefki over there. He might be a little new, and that Rillaboom, Tornadus with the Prankster, things like that. So we see Quaquaval and Tornadus lead into Klefki and Hitmontop, which that clear amulet is going to prevent the Intimidate drop from Hitmontop. So two prankster users on the field. One can go for um, Tailwind. The other one, screens mainly for Klefki. Gets up like spikes as well if you're really going crazy with it. But we do have fake out pressure on one side as well. So we could see maybe like a. I don't really know how this Klefki can really stop Tailwind going up. Maybe can really stop it one turn with like a fake out. So we see a Detect comes out from Quaquaval as a Fake Out goes into it, and a Switcheroo is going to go onto Umbreon, but that Dark typing is going to stop the Prankster move from working. So whatever move this Klefki was about to go for whatever Ido was trying to give to Tornadus is not going to work. He's going to instead give it to Quaquaval and give it a Choice Scarf as it goes for Aqua Step. So it's going to be Scarf into that close combat going into Umbreon. Can do quite a bit, and it's hurt by the Rocky Helmet and also Eject Pack swapped out. There's quite a bit that happened here. Wow. Yeah, so doing quite a bit of damage to Umbreon. I'm going to swap out, going to go into Iron Bundle as Taunt goes into Klefki. Although we did see it's Choice Scarf Klefki, which is really funny. With that, Taunt is going to be forced to go for what Dazzling Gleam is a move it likes to run usually, like screens, like a Switcheroo if you're going for it, and then Dazzling Gleam. Maybe it's not even running an attacking move. If it's not, it's going to be in a bit of trouble here. If we do have Pablo, the Iron Bundle here, it's going to Freeze Dry Hisui and Gudra. Not going to do a ton, as Foul Play also goes into that slot. And Snarl going to come out and drop the Special Offensive only Iron Bundle, because that's right, Clear Amulet is now on Klefki, although it did go for Foul Play instead of Dazzling Gleam against Umbreon and Quaquaval, so I'm wondering if that's its only damaging move. Which means it's quite bad to these two very tanky special attackers, as Icy Wind's going to come out, Foul Play, yeah, it's not even going to pick up the KO from Averson, take more from that Rocky Helmet. And Body Press does not finish off Iron Bundle, but with those two Snarls, you're just doing even less to this Hisui and Gudra, who we've seen in the other matches. It can really just take a beating and just stand there forever. Icy Wind is going to in fact take it out. A crit is going to ignore those special attack drops, their Foul Play, as Shelter comes up. It's not going to do much against those Freeze Dries, but what's it called, is going to do a lot less Foul Play. Tornadus is going to come back out here, so no longer being threatened by the Switcheroo Klefki. I'm going to be able to go for like Rain Dance or Tailwind or whatever it wants to go for. Maybe it's just going to straight up go for an attacking move. We don't know what the fourth Pokemon is on the Smoliv side, which actually, yeah, I never introduced the two teams. I'm sorry about that. This is Spectral Steel Fencing Club is who we're spectating on the side of, and wow, is that like two crits? That's definitely 2 crits in a row. It might be 3 crits in a row, which is going to take out Tornadus. It's very unfortunate for the Spectral Steel Fighting Fencing Club. But yeah, they're up against the Mr. Diddy Smoliv Boils. So as you do see an Intimidate come out, it's going to work this time because of, that Clear Amulet. These are the last two Pokemon, so it's going to be Hisui and Gudra and Quaquaval versus whatever 3 are left. Well, we know 2 of Hitmontop and Klefki, but there's still one more in the back. All do not like Quaquaval, so I'm assuming that's probably going to be the target here. Fake Out Pressure active again since Hitmontop is on the field. So we'll see Fencing Club got it correct the first time. See if they can get it the second time as well here. And with this choice growth, they're also going to be very careful of locking into like which move. We do see fake outs, we're not going to know what move they're locking into first. Foul play also going to go into it, so yep, aiming for a quick Quavel does make sense. Flamethrower, not going to pick up the KO on Klefki, but Hisuian Gudra is just going to keep getting those leftovers. And I will say, even under Tailwind, we don't know Hitmontop yet, but I'm going to assume Hitmontop's faster. This Hisuian Gudra is so slow, especially with that 0.4 times speed. It doesn't even outspeed these Pokemon. So yeah, we do see an Aqua Step comes out, and it just doesn't pick up the KO on Hitmontop. Foul play once again not doing a ton. Close combat is going to pick up the KO. This is now a 1v3 scenario as Gudra takes out Klefki. Now, I mean, we've seen it before. It is Chi-Yu, not going to be very helpful for Gudra here, lowering its special defense. We'll see if this... we see a Terra to Fire and a Terra to Water as Overheat. It still picks up the KO. It still picks up the KO. Resisted it. Wow, Chi-Yu is just an absolute beast with that Terra Fire. But yeah, so we will go into game 2 here. First one going to the Smoliv Oils. So yeah, I mean, honestly, that crit Icy Wind I think was just a big deciding factor. That the Iron Bundle, you know, just getting a lot of those crits. So unfortunately, the thing is, you can't rely on Snarl. It's going to be reliable, you know, almost every time, but in a couple times you just can't rely on it. The Fencing Club do know a lot of the opposing team's strategies now. I feel like a lot was revealed, especially on the Smoliv Oil side. So we'll see what counters they have here. They're going to start with Gudra and Luxray this time into Hitmontop and Excadrill. Excadrill not going to appreciate that Intimidate stat drop, and Hitmontop immediately going to be sent out because of the Eject Pack, and Tyranitar comes in. Going to really give either Sand Rush or Sand Force to this Excadrill. I'm wondering if Smoliv Oils were expecting that Intimidate lead, because that was a really, really fast swamp. They were just immediately like, yep, I'm sending out Tyranitar. And we do know this Gudra has Body Press, which neither of these Pokemon are going to appreciate to take, but Luxray on the other hand is, I mean, like, Play Rough it can have, but its main damaging move is not going to do a ton with. And yeah, so we do see them swap to Rillaboom. Terra to Water. As Earthquake comes out, damaging their own Tyranitar, who survives a Body Press, and Body Presses right back. Not a ton of damage. Sandstorm is going to hit, but Grassy Terrain is going to counteract that, and then actually the Gudra is going to heal back even more with its leftovers. So the Terra to Water is really helpful against this, because none of these Pokemon have a ton of moves that can really hit water types. In fact, his whole team, besides that Freeze Dry, which we know is on Iron Bundle, it kind of struggles against water, so that was a really good Terra pick from the Fencing Club here. With Rillaboom hitting the field here, we do have a Fake Out. Fake Out pressure is active, so we'll see. Hitmontop's going to come out, drop the attack of Rillaboom right before it fakes out. It's going to go into Excadrill though, so no damage from Smoliv Oils this time. Body Press doing not a ton to Hitmontop, but the Gudra is just going to get back even more health. And the Intimidate drop, you know, definitely doing a bit to Rillaboom there. Especially if it goes for like I mean, I don't think Excadrill's going to limit whatever either way with Grassy Terrain. I could be wrong, but you know, I can see, you know, just trying to be able to live that here. Yeah, I'm really just wondering. We just see a Terra to Ghost. This Fake Out goes into Rillaboom, and Swords Dance comes up. Probably expecting the Body Press. Don't get it, as Shelter comes out instead. So, even though you did Swords Dance, this Hisuian Gudra is actually going to be taking less from moves. And you have ripped the Terra. Both teams have ripped Terras now, so the types are now equally equal. Would you see an Intimidate going to reset that Swords Dance as Protect comes out? An Exeter going into Luxray, as Ice Bear is going to take out that Grassy Terrain. Citrus Berry on the Luxray here, but yeah, this Hisuian Gudra is just slowly just getting its HP back up and up and up. And with that Intimidate drop, that Swords Dance has been completely cancelled out. So they're gonna have to go for another one if the Smoliv Oils want to get that attack boost. Another crit on this Gudra here as Luxray gets flinched. Close combat, also doing not a ton of damage, but you know, every chip is helpful. Flamethrower doing not a ton. Luckily, no burn for the Smoliv Oils. That would have been really bad. Yeah, we don't know what that Luxray was going for now. That Rock Slide flinch. If the Smoliv Oils can just continually chip down this Gudra before it can do a ton, we do see an Earthquake coming out, actually KOing its own partner as well as Luxray. And looks like Body Press was going into Hitmontop there, which then gets redirected into the now Ghost. Excadrill. Quaquaval we see is the last Pokemon on the Spectral Steel side, and Chi-Yu is the last one on the Smoliv. I'm just not going to appreciate that Water type hitting the field now. Now by base, I believe Chi-Yu is faster, and we know it's a clear amulet. Tyranitar's going to hit the field again, give Excadrill Sandstream. Another Protect comes out, and Aqua Jet's going to hit Tyranitar. Another Rock Slide. And not doing a ton to Quaquaval here, as it does resist it. And this Tyranitar is just in another... It's in range of another Aqua Jet, so... you know, it's probably just dead here. I mean, you might want to, you know, force him to be a little honest here, collect like a pretty high damaging move on it. But yeah, this Quaquaval is going to be real rough for the, you know, the two ground types and the fire type that were brought to this match. One is now Ghost, but a lot of its moves can't hit Quaquaval for a ton of damage. Rillaboom's going to come back out to set up that grassy terrain again, as once again Earthquake KOs its own partner. And Aqua Step will hit it for a decent amount of damage, and it's now definitely fast. Actually, I say definitely faster, and I'm forgetting about Sand Rush. It's probably not faster. The thing is, do you have a move that can deal with this Quaquaval before it just KOs you? I could also just go for Aqua Jet into Chi-Yu, yeah. This Quaquaval is going to be a real rough opponent for the Smoliv Oils. It's not over yet, though. Chi-Yu is, you know, on the field, he can do quite a bit of damage, but it's going to get faked out, so not doing a ton here. Rock Slide coming out, hoping for the flinch here, and he does get it. As Chi-Yu is also flinched, but we did see there that Quaquaval goes first. That's going to be really bad here for Chi-Yu. I mean, I think you should have hoped for another Rock Slide flinch here. It's a 30% chance every time. He's got it twice now. Can you get it a third? But yeah, that's also what you have to go for. But we see Aqua Jet's going to come out instead. And Grassy Glide's going to hit Excadrill. What move's coming out? Heat Wave is going to take out both. Sandstorm Shift, it's going to do 6%. Grassy Trade's going to put it back. Oh, it's a Water type Gudra. Against Chi-Yu. Now we did see Terrifier took it out. And it might be locked into Heat Wave. You see another Heat Wave coming out. I feel like you would just go Dark Pulse or something. Yeah, this is a 52% Gudra. Heat Wave, yeah, it's not gonna do it as Body Press comes out, gets the KO. Very smart to do that Protect turn in there to get that extra healing. Yeah, so that's gonna take us to game 3. Really, really close game. But yeah, the Spectral Defensing Club, but I want to say, once again, I'd say they got a little unlucky that game with the double flinch, or there was a lot of crits coming out from Excadrill here. Yeah, so this is game 3 here. We saw a very, very close game 2 here from the Spectral Steel Fencing Club, who managed to come out on top. That Quaquaval really just showing, you know, how good it is into this matchup, you know, hitting 4 of these Pokemon. No, it doesn't hit Clefairy super effective, that fairy typing, but yeah, 4 of these Pokemon for super effective damage. So yeah, the Smoliv Oils have to figure out a way around this. We'll see Tornadus lead again with Quaquaval. And Chi-Yu Hitmontop gonna hit the field. Intimidating not gonna do anything, we know that is clear Amulet. But yeah, I'd say the lead definitely goes to the Spectral Steel Fencing Club here, as, you know, you got that Flying type and the Water type for Chi-Yu. And I mean, you either fake out the Tornadus to prevent Talon from going up, or you fake out the Quaquaval to get some better positioning here. I'm honestly not sure which is the correct play. It depends on how much this Chi-Yu does to Tornadus. It's still gonna hurt a lot. Now we do see a Fake Out goes into Tornadus. Let's see who's faster. Wow, Psychic Chi-Yu. I didn't even know it got that move. Well, we know that Chi-Yu is faster. It's gonna pick up the KO. Now we knew from the last game this thing's probably choice, so I guess just by base, Chi-Yu is faster. No quick calls pretty slip Pokemon, so that makes sense. But yeah, Rillaboom will hit the field now. So now Fake Out Pressure goes to the Fencing Club this time. So I'm assuming they're probably going to go for a Fake Out into like Chi-Yu and then Tailwind or Raina or something like that. So we do see a swap into Excadrill as Fake Out goes into Hitmontop. So wow, and Hammer Arm going into Excadrill. So a very, very good turn for the Fencing Club. I mean, also, I just realized Hammer Arm Tornadus? But I guess it does have a pretty usable attack stat, and that speed drop doesn't really matter. It's going for prankster moves, so yeah, totally stopping. Yeah, we see Rain Dance comes out, X Scissor hitting Rillaboom for quite a bit of damage. Crit horsepower, I don't think it mattered, as Ice Spinner's gonna take out the terrain and Rillaboom all at once. So yeah, we are in a 2v3 scenario as Umbreon and Tornadus are the last two brought here. I'm very surprised Hisuian Goodra is not brought. It's been doing pretty well, but yeah, I'd say probably losing that quick Quabble turn went to the Psychic Chi-Yu. I would not think of Psychic Chi-Yu either, so you know what, that makes sense. Terra Steel going on the Tornadus, it goes for Tailwind. Take a Hydro Pump though, not very well. A Snarl comes out, so now it is the Umbreon against Chi-Yu and Iron Bundle, and while Umbreon is tanky, I'm not sure 1v3s here, especially against, Hitmontop, who's super effective against it, but I could see it. We do see a forfeit. Yeah, I don't think Umbreon was ever winning that match, so that is 2-1 to the Smoliv Oils.